Guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now, this video is going to be all about the idea of understanding 3 mistakes that we can commonly make around the idea of the law of attraction or creating what we want in our life. These are going to be some things I've experienced like firsthand, things that I've been through, and some things I have to like constantly remind myself of because it's easy to fall into old patterns in a way, or not to be focused on necessarily the right way to go about something. Not that there is a right way, but you know, the idea. The first one has to do with the idea of letting go of the outcome, of letting go of the outcome of how whatever we're intending to manifest comes into our life. Now, this is an easy example of this is something you may observe in others, or you may even observe in yourself. Now, me, for example, I'm at a stage right now where I don't want a girlfriend. And that's simply because I am so focused on what I'm doing. I'm so busy, I don't really have time. But also, it's just I'm so focused on my purpose and what I'm doing that it's not really anything that I am looking for. Now, it's kind of a funny thing because I am not attached to any outcome, or because I'm not attached to the idea, there's no resistance at all. So therefore, it's almost like the opportunities are there more so than if it were something, you know, I was actually, you know, intending to look for or in that realm of thought. And it's funny because you may observe in your own friends that the ones that really want to like meet someone, a lot of times they have trouble doing that because there's so much resistance around it. It's almost like they're not allowing the process to happen. Therefore, they don't actually experience whatever they could, or you know, see the opportunities or experience the intention that they actually have to come to fruition. Now, a lot of times this is because of resistance, and that resistance is intent, like that resistance comes out depending upon how we think it should happen and what is actually happening. And because there's a lot of times that gap of what we're like imposing, that's when we begin to feel that resistance. And a lot of times we could find that things happen in a much more fluid way if we start to see the things that happen in our life as part of the process. So it's almost like we may get a little bit of a roadblock or a barrier, but instead of labeling that and assuming that that roadblock or that barrier is going to stop us from actually getting to where we want, if we could see it in a more holistic way, we find that we end up progressively getting to where we want to be anyways. So this is about understanding that when we let go of how we think things need to happen, it actually can come to us in more opportunities, in more ways. Imagine the idea that if we impose a certain way of how something has to come into our life, we are limiting ourselves to all the different probabilities and potentials of how it could. But because of our ego and because we want it to come through in this way, it then limits our expression or what we could actually experience. So let's focus on this. Let go of the outcome of how it has to happen. Have an intention for it. Focus on more your state of being, and you'll find that you actually, you know, allow more of it to happen because you've released the resistance around it. Now, 2, the second one, is going to be about this idea of understanding the power of emotion. Now, a lot of times what we do, and I am just as guilty of this, is I have something I'm working towards. Like I have something that I'm intending for, and a lot of times I'll tell myself, you know, I will feel happy once I get here. Once I have this milestone, this will make me feel happy. And having that, what that does is it prolongs the idea of the happiness. It prolongs the feeling of gratitude. And because of that gap, a lot of times, it prolongs us from actually being able to experience happiness in this moment. Now, the funny thing is that the emotions we feel can be fuel for getting us to where we want to go, but we need to understand the power of feeling the emotion now. Think of it like this. This is at least the way I think of it. If we feel the emotion and the gratitude for what we want now, what we begin to do is we begin to almost train our nervous system. We begin to train our brain for looking for the opportunities that reflect that emotional state of being. So I recently did a vid on the idea of changing, the most powerful tool for changing our subconscious mind. It's about the idea of before we go to bed every night, feeling the emotions of what we want to quote unquote manifest. And as we begin to do that, we begin to find that it like leaks into other areas of our life. It's a very powerful thing to do. It was based on a book called The Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. But nonetheless, the idea is that we literally train our nervous system, we train our brain for seeing opportunities that aren't there based upon our state of being. Those opportunities then become visible to us because they are in direct alignment from the emotions we are feeling. So feel gratitude for what you have in your life right now. Even if you're not exactly where you want to be, feel gratitude for what's happening. Feel gratitude, feel the emotion you could feel now. Think about how funny it is. A lot of times we tell ourselves, I will feel happy when this happens. The only thing that is keeping us from feeling that happiness is part of our brain that's not giving ourselves permission to feel happy in the moment now. So the power of this is choosing to feel happy, is choosing to generate our state from within and feeling gratitude for what we want to experience. We begin to train ourselves to actually experience that. Now the third one is to not become so serious about what we want to manifest. Now, I notice this when I work a sales commission job at the moment, and when I go around and I am, selling and I pretty much just get paid commission, it's like sometimes if I am almost seeing people as a bridge to get me so that I make more money, and I become so serious about what I want, and I become so focused on it, I end up immersing myself so much into, also part of this is being attached to outcome, it ends up holding me back from actually like feeling and like having a good state of being, but also experiencing what I could to manifest it. So this involves not being so logical, not being so immersed into thinking, bringing the awareness and the presence into our body. This is a lot of times when I'll do a simple tool for this is becoming self-amused. Start to just find everything funny. Find everything as like kind of something that you can see in a funny way. As you begin to do that, you begin to see that you can generate the state from within, but as you get out of your head and into your body, your energy becomes more magnetic. It's like when you're thinking too much and you're seeing things and you're trying to like make things align, you're trying so hard to do it, it ends up making the process more complicated. Have fun with it. There's so many times that I've simply been like, why does this keep happening? If I'm having a bad work day, 2 hours into it, I'm like, why does this keep happening? I keep getting the customers that I don't really want to help. And instead what I did is I started to have fun. Even if like I knew the customer I was helping wasn't gonna buy, I started to have fun with it. And it's funny because it transforms the whole dynamic. All of a sudden you become someone with contagious energy, and then you start to attract the people that actually you prefer to be around. So the idea of this is to simply loosen up, become and have fun with it, not be so attached to the outcome, and also to understand that you can generate the emotion right here and right now. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you want, and of course, as always, see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste. All right, bye.